Hi guys, I'm Kevin. Tax season is here. If you're unsure how to file your tax or you're trying to file your tax for the first time, you are watching the right video. I am going to teach you guys step by step on how to file your taxes online completely free. This video is for beginners. If you have any questions throughout the video, feel free to ask me in the comments. I will be glad to answer. However, I am not a professional accountant or an expert in this field. If this video helps, please don't forget to hit the like and subscribe for more educational videos. I appreciate your support. Alright, first step, you have to find a software or an app that allows you to file income tax electronically. Some examples include TurboTax, HR Block, TaxAct, and TaxSlayer. Personally, I use TurboTax because I'm used to use it and it is easy to use in my opinion. Feel free to check out these softwares before you file your tax for the best experience. All these softwares are free to use. If you use TurboTax or any other softwares, first thing to do is register for your account. Once you're done with that, we are moving to step 2. Step 2 is to gather all your income documents. That includes your W-2s, 1099s, mortgage interest statements, investment income statements, and any other forms that you have earned income. Income and investment interest forms should be mailed to you by January 31st, so keep an eye out for those documents. If you haven't received your tax statements by the first or second week of February, call the necessary people to be sure that you receive your paperwork and plenty of time to get your taxes done. Step 3. Choose between the standard deduction or itemizing. When you file your taxes, you have two choices. Take the standard deduction or itemize your deductions. This is a pretty big deal because tax deductions lower your taxable income, and the lower your taxable income is, the smaller your tax bill will be. So how do you decide which option to take? Well, the standard deduction for the 2020 tax year for single filers is $12,400 and $24,800 for married folks filing jointly. If you can write more than those amounts off your taxes for the year, you're better off itemizing. If not, save yourself the hustle of digging through old receipts and just take the standard deduction. If you do plan on itemizing deductions, you'll need proof to back up your claims, so don't forget any receipts for deductions and tax credits like childcare, education costs, charitable giving, and medical expenses. If you're still unsure, it never hurts to reach out to a tax pro and get advice on how to do your taxes this year. Personally, I choose standard deduction for the convenience, and plus I don't have those expenses. I think these charts are very straightforward, so take your time, you can pause it to take a look at it. Step 4. Pick your filing status. Your filing status helps you figure out what you'll need to do to file, what your standard deduction is, your eligibility for certain credits, and how much you owe in taxes. There are times when picking your filing status is pretty straightforward, like if you're single, and other times when you might qualify for more than one filing status and it's not so clear. So how do you figure out which filing status to pick? There are 5 different statuses to choose from. First, you have single. If you're not married, divorced, or legally separated, or widowed before the tax year, you'll file as a single taxpayer. Simple enough, right? Second, you have married filing jointly. You're married and both of you agree to file a joint return. In most cases, married couples usually save more by filing jointly. That's what my parents always choose. And number 3, you have married filing separately. This is pretty rare in my opinion. If you're married and for some reason don't agree to file jointly, maybe you want to be responsible for your own taxes only, or filing separately results in a lower tax bill, you can use this filing status. And number 4 is the head of household. This one's a little tricky. To qualify, you must have paid for more than half of the household expenses for the year, be unmarried, and must have a qualifying child or dependent. So if you're a single parent or taking care of an ailing family member, you might qualify to file as a head of household. The 5th status is qualifying widow or widower. If your spouse dies and you don't remarry in the same tax year, you can file jointly with the deceased spouse. For the 2 years following the year of death, you can use the qualifying widow or widower filing status if you choose to. In most cases, folks will either file as a single taxpayer or marry filing jointly, but there are some rare instances where you might consider filing separately or another filing status if applies. So always do the math to see what works best for you. And finally, the last step, step 5, which is to file your taxes. Once you have all your documents organized, you're ready to file your taxes. According to the IRS, most Americans in 2020, around 53%, chose to hire a professional to help them file their tax returns electronically. The rest decided to file on their own using tax software or going old school by mailing the paper in. But which filing option should you choose? Let's take a closer look at online versus tax pro filing options to help you determine which is best for you. Online software can be straightforward if your situation is pretty simple and you're planning to take the standard deduction. However, if your tax return is more complicated, like if you own a business or know that you need to itemize your deductions, it's worth it to hire a tax professional. And just to remind you guys that the tax deadline is normally April 15. There was an extension last year for 2019, but this year the deadline to file tax remains the same, so it's April 15. Don't forget. It's always best to finish early, same goes for tax filing. The sooner you file your tax, the less stressed you will be and you have protection from tax fraud. That's everything for this video. I hope I have covered everything. If not, let me know in the comments, and thank you all for watching, guys.